Alright guys, welcome back to Arms Television. Today we're going to be doing a review on the Vortex Sparc, which is a 2mm dot red dot sight.
Yeah, so we both run these on guns here. This is actually my primary optic on my AR-15, and he uses it on his 10-22. So we're going to go over some specifics about it, give you some details, some positives, some negatives, why we chose to run this, and we're going to shoot at some and let you guys see what you think.
Alright guys, now as we said before, the Sparc is a 2 MOA red dot, and 2 MOA means the dot covers about 2 inches of space at 100 yards, which most semi-auto rifles are gonna hardly be able to shoot 2 MOA, or at least, you know, so that's not really gonna affect anything. Pretty much if you can stick the dot on it, you're gonna be able to hit it. It does come with, I believe, a 2x magnifier that screws onto the back. I found it very useful for sighting in the gun. A lot of people say they didn't like it. It obviously is a pretty simple piece of glass, just a simple magnifier, so I wouldn't expect a whole lot out of it. But for shooting like a little bit longer ranges, I found it really useful. It does probably hurt your field of view by about 50%, so that's something to keep in mind. Alright, and you kind of see what the dot looks like there. There is brightness adjustments, so you can adjust it down or back up. And then there's also a night vision mode, and all that does is cut the brightness. It's not infrared. So if I press it now, it's going to look like the dot disappears, but at night you can see it. It's nice and dim so that you can still doesn't like make it hard to see your target at night. So I think for like kind of a simple night vision mode, it works pretty well. Vortex, the manufacturer, says that on maximum brightness it'll go about 120 hours, and on minimum brightness it'll go about 3,400 hours. So it stays on for a pretty good long time. Uses a button cell as for power, so pretty common. You can pick them up about anywhere. It is compatible with aim point mounts, so if you have, you can buy like a mount for like an aim point micro, which is what I did here. This is the arms mount, which makes it really nice to be able to easily take the optic off the gun. Transitioning shots here with just the 10-22, and then we'll do it with the AR-15. Alright guys, I find this this red dot makes it really easy to transition between targets. You know, this wasn't like my best shooting or anything like that, but it's pretty easy to keep all the bullets on the plates, and obviously you heard the steel. And we were like probably 15, maybe 18 yards away, so pretty easy to keep it on top.
Alright guys, so now we're going to do the same kind of transitioning thing, this time with the AR-15. So a little bit more recoil. We'll see how quick we can transition with this smaller field of view that the Sparc has here. So here's some of the results from the transition shooting. I found it pretty easy to transition. I had both eyes open, could switch back and forth pretty quickly. I didn't miss the plate, and then this target's actually pretty good. I got some right in the same hole right next to each other. I'd like to think those are consecutive bursts. We'll keep it that way. And then this, obviously that's due to the inaccuracy of the rifle. But, so, you know, pretty good. It was pretty swift transitioning. I like that. We were going about 20 yards, maybe moved back a little bit from where we shot with the 10-22. But all in all, it was really good. I didn't mind that smaller field of view. It still made for really quick transitions.
Alright guys, what we're going to do next is I'm going to take advantage of this quick mount that I have and shoot it a couple times. I'll probably chuck it up in the air to test some of the durability. I'll throw it back on and shoot a couple times. We'll compare the two groups. Pretty good. All right, and the easiest way to do this is to give it a chuck 20 feet up in the air or so. And I'll go grab. You good? Should be good. And as you can see, those offhand groups are pretty identical. Even the mistakes in them. Alright guys, well this is actually the second time we've done this because camera ran out of batteries. But we're going to give this guy a bath in the water and probably get some mud all over it and make sure it's still working. So I'm gonna put it down and get that thing all muddy. And everything still seems to be sealed up and working. Alright, as you can see, the red dot's working and pretty muddy, pretty wet, so we're gonna go shoot a little. Alright, I'm gonna throw it back on the gun.
Alright guys, so just as a kind of summary at the end of this test here, most of the stuff about the Sparc, in my opinion, is positive. It is tiny, it's got that small field of view, so it's not like one of those EOTechs or anything like that with a big big glass screen to stare at, but that does make it lighter, and for me, in my opinion, it didn't really affect transitions at all. I was able to see that dot, I didn't lose it in the glass anywhere like that, so that was good. The magnifier too is another thing that comes with it, as we mentioned before, and I really think that that's a positive thing. A lot of people will say that it's kind of like, it's there, I wouldn't pay for it, but I actually think that it is a nice thing, especially for sighting in the gun. I know that I personally have used it when shooting at 50 or 100 yards, laying down prone, and it really does help, especially if you close one eye and treat it just kind of like a scope. It's really nice, and the 2 MOA dot, in addition to that, is a good size, I think, a good middle of the road dot. I know that the aim points, a lot of them use the 2 MOA dots. EOTechs use that 1 MOA dot, which is nicer for longer range shooting and stuff like that. But I think that the 2 MOA dot is a nice compromise. As we mentioned earlier, especially shooting offhand, you're not going to shoot any less than 2 MOA with semi-auto rifles, and you're probably not going to put a red dot like this on a bolt gun or anything like that. So overall, especially for the price point of these, which is around $200 if you can find them, it's a really, really good deal. It comes with a lot of features and things like that that a lot more expensive optics come with, and we also tested the durability a little bit, so you got to see that. It definitely is waterproof and even pond waterproof, which I think may be the first test on YouTube testing that. So rezeroable, works with the aim point mounts. Overall, just a really great optic for the money if you're on any kind of budget. This is a really, really expensive AR, at least for me, one of the better ones. Put a lot of money into this, and I don't feel like I shortchanged myself at all by going with the lower end optic. I feel like I'm really getting my money's worth with that, and overall, just a really great optic. So thanks guys for checking out Arms Television again. Keep the videos coming. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and we'll have some more out later. Thanks again, guys.